have you been up to?
Hi, Victoria. So great to see you again. I have been looking at my repertoire of pieces that I've played in the last year and thinking about the fact that as a harp learner, sometimes it's just good to learn pieces for fun. So today I thought what might be a good thing for us to do for our audience and for each other is just to give some recommendations of pieces that we've learned just for fun. 5 fun pieces to learn on the harp. So, do you have any pieces to recommend that you've looked back and played recently that you'd like to share with our audience?
Well, this one, I've actually picked it up on one of the Harp Tuesday episodes where Josh teaches Carol Kappus's arrangement of the Wayfaring Stranger. And it is a really beautiful American folk song. And the sheet music comes in two versions. One of them references Carol's magic hands technique. So you get little tips like teacups, mittens to remind you how to play the pattern. And then there is the unannotated version of the sheet music that you can just play. And it's a really beautiful arrangement, use some really interesting shapes that sounds good, but they're not difficult to play. So it's very satisfying to learn and play. And it is not something I find too difficult to keep in my hands. So this is one of the pieces that I keep going back to quite regularly.
Fantastic. One of the pieces that I like to keep in my repertoire, no matter what I'm using it for, whether it's background music for an event or just something extra to play, is the piece Beltane that Ailie Robertson wrote for the festival celebrating the start of spring. And no matter what time of year, this piece just makes me feel relaxed and like spring is coming, and that idea of calm and peace. It's very therapeutic, beautiful, sustained chords with harmonies in it that just make you feel very relaxed and just lovely to play. Very rewarding piece with lots of repeats in it, which makes it a little bit more attainable. It's for elementary or intermediate player, just 2 pages to learn, and it's in the key of G major. So you'll need to have an F sharp either tuned or having a lever on your harp, but it is suitable for 26 strings. So that's helpful for some people with slightly smaller harps as well. So I think that's one that's well worth having because you can use it in so many settings and it's just lovely to play.
It is one of the favorite pieces for me to go back to too if I just need something a little short and relaxing as a break away from my serious practice. So I really encourage everyone to check out that one. A recent one that I picked up is from Mark Hammer. I interviewed him not too long ago. He doesn't have a lot of sheet music, but one of them, Parry's Delight, turns out to be a very delightful arrangement of a Welsh tune that I just really grew to enjoy playing. And if you watch his video, he started arranging the piece in front of the camera and come up with kind of like a theme and variation situation. And at the end of his video, he played the full arrangement, and that's what the published sheet music is on. And it just have this really beautiful bell-like quality to the melody, and then complexity as you go into the different variations of that theme. And it is not a very long piece, and it is one that I think if you just want to showcase the beautiful sound of a harp, it will be a really good one to try.
That one sounds beautiful. I haven't actually played that, so I'm glad you recommended that one. I'd like to pull that out and give it a go. One of the pieces that I found looking back on the pieces in the last year or so that I've played is a piece called Little Houses. And you can tell I'm craving the summer because this piece by Romy Wymer reminds me of beach houses and just wanting to sit on the beach and see all those colored houses all along on a typical summer's day. It's a piece for intermediate players. There's quite a regular left hand movement playing, which is good practice. And it has this lovely melody in the right hand. And the second half of the piece is right hand harmonics. So it's a great opportunity to practice those as well, but in a really calm and beautiful way. I tend to play it quite slowly. Romy plays it a little bit faster, but it is just a lovely piece that's quite rewarding and it feels fancier than it is in some way. So it's really rewarding to have those kind of pieces that transport you to the beach, make you feel really relaxed, and again, that you can play in quite a few settings. I think it's just 3 pages long. It's in C major. It does have 2 accidentals, so E flat and B flat below middle C, but they can be tuned at the beginning. There's no lever flicking during the piece, so you can just have them tuned throughout, which makes it a little bit more attainable for harps without levers as well. So that's a good one to have a go at if you're wanting that extra harmonics challenge and a little bit of a work for your left hand, but still a really calm, beautiful piece for a summer's day.
I purchased that sheet music earlier, and I haven't really got into it. And now that you have tell us more about it, I think I'm gonna have to pull it out and give it a go. This next one that I want to share is Nadia Birkenstock's arrangement of free tunes, and she put it together and called it the Baker set. And the free tunes in there, one of them is a Stephen Foster piece called Angeline the Baker. And then there is the Irish tune, The Red Hair Boy, and then also a Scottish hornpipe called the Harvest Hornpipe. And what I really like about this set is that you can play it either separate if you don't want to invest all the time and learn all 3 tunes in one go, or after you have conquered all 3 of them, you can play it together as a nice set. So it makes a really good repertoire piece that you can add to your performance. And the free tunes have very different characteristics and colors and texture, but they work together really well. So I remember myself learning through them and sort of exploring each of the piece. And then when it put together, it feels so satisfying. You feel like you have learned different techniques and styles that perhaps you haven't dabbed into. I haven't played a hornpipe prior to this, so there was some interesting Scottish snap situation going on in there that I had to learn, and triplets and whatnot. And because the free pieces are so different, I think by the time I get through all of them, I feel like I have learned quite a bit. And I just love the idea that I can mix and match and play whichever tunes out of the 3 depending on the mood and the audience. So I think you can get quite a lot of mileage out of this set of free tunes.
I think it's wonderful that you get kind of 3 for the price of 1 in a sense through that. So instead of having 5 tunes we're almost recommending a little bit more than that. I really also like that when you have a set that go together, because sometimes you can spend hours debating over which pieces go together or how to create your own set list. So having 3 that work together and have a variety of color and expression is really, really helpful. And Nadia's arrangements are always just so beautiful. Yeah. So that's a great recommendation.
And I'm just even looking back at the pieces that we mentioned. I think that on its own can make quite a lovely spring summer program if you would like to play some music for your friends. And I would love to hear what you are working on in our audience and what pieces you would recommend us to try out. Please leave us a comment and let us know your thoughts.
And if you play any of these pieces, do tag us as well so we can see that you took up our recommendations and we can hear you playing them on social media. That would be lovely to see more harpists playing these beautiful pieces that we recommended. So thank you so much for watching.